So,
Are you ready for some racing?
sure, why not?
Send over Matt for the Shakedown Zone.
Hey now, welcome into the Shakedown Zone. We're bringing you all the results and news from the world of motorsports. Well, this past weekend, the NASCAR teams headed to New Hampshire with Brad Keselowski looking for his third win in a row. Tires would be the tale at the end of the New Hampshire 301, with a lot of drivers blowing tires or complaining about tires going down in the closing laps. Alex Bowman, who was in the 88 for Dale Earnhardt Jr. this week, blew a right rear, and his teammate for the day, Chase Elliott, blew one at the same time with under 30 laps to go. Both drivers would get their cars fixed, and Bowman would finish 26th and Elliott in 34th. In the end, Matt Kenseth would deny Brad Keselowski his third win in a row and would come from the middle of the field to win. And the best thing about winning at New Hampshire is, of course, the trophy. Check out this thing, which ends up being a big old bad lobster. Some teams eat it, some teams mount it, and even a few have a tank to keep it in to show it off. Either way, it feels good to get a win. Let's hear from the winner, Matt Kenseth.
Yeah, I mean, it always feels good to win, obviously. But I think today, especially, Friday, I didn't do a good job qualifying. We started in the middle of the pack. Our first run wasn't great. I don't know what he adjusted. We made some great changes for run two, and then really, I felt like we had probably the best car all day. It just took forever to get there. So got behind in the pits when I got myself blocked in, and through good pit stops and good pit calls and a fast car, we're able to work our way toward the front. So definitely feels good to get the win.
Now, the big story this week in NASCAR outside of the race was the health and condition of the sport's most popular driver, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Jr. sat out this week's race in New Hampshire because he said he was feeling concussion-like symptoms after a series of hard wrecks the last couple weeks. He said that he's passed most of the concussion tests as it relates to how his brain is working, but he's still having issues with balance and nausea. Dale will be sitting out this week for the Crown Royal Presents the Combat Wounded Coalition 400 at the Brickyard that's taking place at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and the following week in Pennsylvania. Now, the driver stepping in for him, it's just Jeff Gordon. Jeff retired from the 24 car last year to join the Fox broadcast team. So since he wasn't doing anything the next couple weekends, why not jump in the car? He did say even when he retired that he wasn't opposed to getting back in the car here and there. I just don't think he thought it would be this quick. You can catch the Brickyard race this Sunday at 3 p.m. on NBCSN. And the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series had their summer classic this week. That's always a blast for the drivers as they can get a little mud on the tires. After a literal dust-up between some of the Truck Series regulars, the Aspen Dental Eldora Dirt Derby gave fans everything they've come to expect from this half-mile clay oval owned by Sprint Cup star Tony Stewart. After getting the trucks cleared off the track, Cup regular Kyle Larson would rally from a lap down to win the race Wednesday night. Larson held off Christopher Bell, the Oklahoma dirt racer who won last year for Kyle Busch Motorsports. Larson led 48 of the 150 laps. That's going to do it for the Shakedown Zone this week. We'll see you back here next week with all the news and notes from the world of racing.
So educational, that Shakedown Zone.
I know. We're learning about the heights of the drivers. Matt, this is so interesting to me.
Yeah, most of them are pretty short. The tallest one that I've seen around the garage when I've been walking around is 6'2", Kyle Busch. He's about my height. But the rest of the guys are all under about 6 foot because it's cheaper to make the cars and the seats smaller to fit them. It's better if they're lighter weight so they don't have to put more weight in the car to balance them all out because they all have to weigh the same. And then also if somebody gets hurt, like with Dale Earnhardt Jr., who's not going to be in the car, it's easier to say, hey, Jeff Gordon, jump in there and fit. He might be able to fit in the same seat. So.
Jockeys and race car drivers, who knew?
Learn something new every day from that guy.
And you'll learn more. There's so more to come on Studio D. We are looking at an infamous speech you do not want to miss. This, it's a Snapchat. Even better. Plus, summer means fun in the sun, but this guy should have known that. Way too much fun could land you in the hospital. We'll have the details coming up.